What is up, everyone? Welcome to Nickel City Mafia. Welcome to the Nickel City Rush Hour. I'm joined by Buffalo Barbie Doll Jessica. Jake Podger hopefully will join us in a few minutes. He was at a friend's house watching the game. He's on his way back home, but we couldn't push it any longer, so hope to see him in a few minutes. Jessica, I just got to, start things off with this. This fires you up. This defense again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they keep doing it.
10 points.
They were talking about it on the game. The announcers, no matter who they seem to put in there, they continue to be a very good defense. And let me throw it to you to start things off with this huge celebration. Big win. Buffalo wins 47-10. Jessica, I knew you thought they'd win, but did you think it would be something like this?
I didn't think it'd be this much. I thought 2 touchdowns, but not this much. This was amazing first half by Josh Allen, and he got robbed the first week of the season and not getting AFC Player of the Week. This week he should be getting it.
100%. I mean, again, we are through 3 weeks, 0 interceptions. He's playing perfect. Joe Brady's offense is fooling everybody. Not fooling everybody, but they don't know what's next.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna run the ball, you're gonna throw the ball, who you gonna throw it to. We saw Brady's offense on full display this week. And it's what you've been saying in the offseason, and you're like, Joe Brady's gonna be bringing something, and this was special tonight.
Nobody has a book on the Buffalo offense, Joe Brady's offense, and that is going to be an advantage for the Bills, at least until midseason. Nobody has the time to really take a look at the Buffalo Bills offense until they play them a second time, like the Dolphins, the Jets, and late year New England, who probably by that time of the year is not going to be caring if they win a game or not. They'll want the lowest draft pick as possible.
Yeah. I mean, the offensive line is, they're talking about it, the tops in the league. Run blocking, pass blocking, and again, it was on full display. No sacks allowed by the Buffalo Bills. I mean, yet we had over on the other side, there was 5 sacks, and again, the defense just was elite. But let's start with the offense and just go through things, because when it's a win, it's just such an easy post game show. But
it's a
we're gonna brag about our guys here tonight. JA17, 23 of 30, 263 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 sacks, 0
and everybody
eats.
Everybody
eats. Continues. Everybody eats. I love the sign that they showed a couple times. What is it? Everybody eats when James cooks.
Yes.
They show that person with the sign a couple times on the broadcast. That is fantastic. James Cook had another great game. But Josh Allen, I mean, his passer rating was 142.1, Jessica.
Yeah.
It's elite. I don't think you can get much better. I forget what the perfect.
I think it's 147, 148.
Something like that.
Yeah. Not much better.
Darn near close to that. And, again, I want to emphasize, I predicted this before the season started. Guess what? I said this. Josh Allen, 0 interceptions. How many does Pat Mahomes have?
Oh, 3 or 4?
At least 4. At least 4. So, good stuff there. And of course, Mitch came in to clean things up at the end. It was so nice because they're going on a 3-game road game, 3 road games in a row against the Ravens, against the Texans, and then they play the Jets before they come home to play the Titans. And those are no easy games for sure. So I love that we're able to rest people in the fourth quarter. And from what I've seen, I don't know, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't see any injuries happening, knock on wood. So that was fantastic.
I was a little scared for Shakir. He took 2 or 3 good hits, especially on that touchdown that he had.
Yes, I got worried because where they hit him was down low by the ankle, and he just came straight down. It looked like on his head. But I will continue to call him the what was it? The what ball was I calling him? It was one of them. Like he just bounces off.
Pinball guy.
Pinball. That's my nickname for him is Pinball. Just beautiful. I mean, Josh loves throwing to him. He trusts him. And, he was leading receiver, 6 catches for 72 yards, 1 touchdown, and guess what? 6 targets.
Yeah.
It seems like if you see the number of receptions, you can look over the targets. It's going to be the same. I mean, this guy, he's got to be about his completion percentages. I think is around 100% through 3 games. That's insane.
At least 95%. It's amazing.
That is. And then James Cook was the second leading receiver, 4 for 48.
You only caught that one.
And probably, I mean, that might be the only little negative you can complain about. We're not talking negatives, but what a beautiful throw again. He catches that. Oh my God, he has a monster game. And then it was good to see Kincaid. You know, he only had 5. Actually, he had 5 targets, 3 catches. Big touchdown there on a nice play again by Josh Allen.
Yeah,
and he had 3 for 41. What's that?
Sneaking out to his right.
Yeah.
Finding Kincaid in the back.
Josh Allen rolls to his right. Bills Mafia delight. I say that all the time, right? You watch out. And they talked about that on the broadcast too, because Josh, although he made a beautiful throw again to Ty Johnson, this time going to his left. That was incredible.
Yeah. I remember a pass by Josh in Arizona a few years ago to Diggs going to his left. It was amazing. And he can go to the left. He's better at the right. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard. Weston comes in there. Good to see you, Weston. Thanks for joining us. He says, boy, you might want to give Joe Brady a big raise. Who was it? I think it was Trey in our Discord right before I came on here. I saw him say that Joe Brady is going to be the head coach of the Bengals next year, and I'm going to absolutely hate it.
Yeah. We don't want him a big raise because that means he's not here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if he continues to have this offense do what it's doing right now, he's obviously going to get an offer, obviously. But hey,
hopefully he wants to stay 1 extra year to work out what his offense is going to actually be at a different team. You know, he's trying things this year and works on his book, works on his plays, and then moves on.
I'm hoping he stays because he wants to do the back-to-back Super Bowl run.
That would be nice.
The way they're looking right now. We got, let me say hi to Sean out there. What a game. We got Tom. Tom joining us. He says, Buffalo hockey preseason, Bills regular season, undefeated. Yes, Sabres looking good in preseason. I think we're pretty close.
They destroyed their team today.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was like 7-1 or 8-1, or it was a massacre.
They're pretty close to getting the season started as well. And let's see here.
No, they're 2 games in.
Oh, wait, we started the season?
Yeah, I think so. 2 games in.
Well, Tom, tell us, are we into the regular season already? Because we have a couple guys that do a Sabre podcast for our channel, and they've been keeping me up on things. I thought he said we're just a few games
Unless
away.
It's preseason standings. Oh, yep, it is preseason standings. Sorry. My fault.
No worries. Okay, you're scaring me. I'm like, my guys are letting me down over here. Weston, but that $10 million a year is enticing to be a head coach. Yeah, that's why Weston, we got to win a Super Bowl.
He's a young guy, though.
He comes back and wants to continue winning more Super Bowls. You know how that is, Weston. You Chiefs guys, you know how that is. Yeah, Tom's confirming hockey is preseason. And Brett, Brady and Babbage looking like they may be coordinators. Like they may be coordinators by the end of the season. They are coordinators. What do you
not be coordinators by the end of the season? I think that's probably
probably what he meant, right? Yeah. Let's see here. We got Cat Salad Gaming. So excited. I definitely predicted Shakir would run it like crazy. Yeah, Cat Salad Gaming. Good to see you out there. I don't think we've seen you before. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah. Khalil Shakir is, like I said, human pinball. Love him. Been talking him up since last year, early in the season last year. I was like, people are sleeping on this kid, and you're starting to see what he brings to the team. And let's see here. So I want to continue to go through the offense here. There's just so many. I mean, everyone's going to get game ball. We're not going to pick 1 or 2 people. Everybody on this team's getting game balls. We're going to reach deep into the budget of Nickel City Mafia. We're going to purchase, I don't know, 22 game balls. Maybe actually we'll have to go 30 because you got special teams and everything. It was just fantastic.
The only miss is that Cook catch and the extra point.
and the extra point. You know what, too? And I don't know whose fault that was. I'm like, I don't really care right now, but I'll look at they didn't even replay that. I was a little bummed. I'm like, can you show me a little bit what happened there?
Yeah.
But so just running down the stats. Let's start with I already talked about the passing, rushing. Josh Allen was the leading rusher, 6 for 44, average 7.3, and he was masterful at it. I mean, he was sliding, never putting himself in harm's way, just getting what he needed and just putting it on the ground. Love that from him. And it's great that they're able to do that. He's not having to put the Superman cape on. Obviously, he looks like Superman based on what he's doing, but Brady's offense is just making it that much simpler, I think.
You got like the Michael Jackson glove on him.
Yeah. Brett, you are not allowed on the show. He's in the green room trying to sneak in. I tell you that these people always trying to break into our shows, but we'll bring him on. What the heck? Yeah. He's a good friend of the show. And he actually does one of the shows on our channel. So Brett, okay. There we go. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness, guys. I had to just join in just because I felt like it was time to barge in and help out and give you guys some good content. What a great win, though, from the Bills. A complete win that we saw. And I want to mention that real quick before you guys continue the show. What a complete win from the Bills on the offensive side of the ball, defensive side of the ball, and special teams. Yes, Tyler Bass did have that extra point blocked. I want to mention that it was blocked. Watch the review. It was blocked, and it was a complete win from every aspect, though. And I'm glad to see the Bills have 2 straight weeks of not giving me a heart attack and making the game close. It's a win, and it's a 37-point win where throughout the whole entire game, I was confident that we were going to finish it out and we weren't going to lose that game. 2 straight weeks of that, and I'm glad to see that.
It's not just 2 weeks. It's after the first half against Arizona. They have been dominant ever since, outscoring the opponents by who knows how much, at least 50 points.
Yeah, I want to go to Trey here. He's active in the Discord, and he was the one who was saying, "Man, it's gonna be bummed to see Brady coach up the Bengals next year." But hopefully, like we said, he stays around. Everyone, you got to enjoy this season while it lasts. We're gonna see some coaching getting poached if the Bills keep it up. He's saying that. You know, Trey, maybe not. Win a Super Bowl, they want to roll it back. They're gonna want to go for that repeat. So let's go. Let's stay positive there. But good to see you, Trey. Thanks for joining us tonight. Spencer Brown has a huge step, taking a huge step. It's crazy. Yeah, the whole line is just elite. One of the best in the league, if not the best. According to the broadcasters there, the announcers, they're saying they're the best O-line in the game. And, I mean, the numbers kind of show it right now.
The only seemingly weak spot is Torrance, letting 1 or 2 free runners at Josh, but that's about it.
Yeah, Trey. Yeah, I agree there, Jessica. Yeah, Trey. Shakir even jumped over tackled guys and cut upfield for more yards. He's so fun to watch. Like I said, I'm gonna coin the phrase for him. He's the human pinball. We're gonna call him Pinball because you just can't get him down. He just bounces off of people, keeps his balance, and continues to go forward. Here we go. Here's Mr. Podger joining us. Let's see if we can fit this on the screen here. Let's see how this looks. Oh, gotta figure that one out.
What's up, guys?
Hollywood Squares.
Hold on. Let me adjust this so it looks a little nicer. You know, we had somebody hack into the show tonight, Jake. And yeah, you know him very well. He's up on top right there.
I don't know who would do that. I mean, I have no idea who would do that. There's nobody that would. Listen, my pregame show that I did, it got hacked by a police officer knocking on my door, asking for footage of a homicide that happened within my community. So double homicide happened across the street from my house, and they asked for the footage and everything. Luckily, there wasn't a shooting that happened here, but they were looking for the car that was involved in the shooting. And luckily, I had the footage, gave it over to the police, and turned it over, but I missed the first quarter of the game because of that.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no. Hey, you know what, though? You're serving justice, Brett.
Yeah.
So I do love that, brother.
Where exactly are you in Florida?
So I'm in like Bradenton, Florida, which is like one of the crime capitals. We're actually the capital for like fentanyl in the world.
Okay.
Really?
Which is crazy. We have so much drugs that come through the port of Manatee County, and it's awful to see, but it's been one of the worst drug places to be. And we have a ton of people, including my friends, that have passed away from fentanyl overdoses.
That's terrible, man.
That is terrible. I don't know who this bright person is on Nick City Mafia. You know, did you know the Bills defense has given up 16 points per game? They're doing this without Matt Milano, Terrell Bernard, and Taron Johnson. And then right behind that comment comes in the Trek reviewer. You got to be loving the UB guys, Trek.
Absolutely.
Cam Lewis doing a very good job.
Cam Lewis guy. He's doing an awesome job.
Huh? Jamarcus Ingram tonight with the sack too. I mean, come on now.
These UB guys, Jake, are really stepping up.
Shout out to the University of Buffalo too, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw, but they took down number 23 Northern Illinois at Northern Illinois in overtime.
Wow,
and
nice.
The kicker, ice in his veins, had some choice words for that Northern Illinois crowd. I think he flipped them off actually too, which not a great look, but some swagger on that kicker there at University of Buffalo. Gotta love it, man.
Hey Trey, where do you get this information so quick? Because usually I look at PFF the next day. He says Spencer Brown did not allow a single pressure on 35 pass blocking snaps, his third straight game without allowing a pressure this season. Yeah, he's been fantastic, unbelievable. Both tackles. We were concerned going into the year, right? Connor McGovern moving the center, David Edwards over to left guard. Guess what? We were wrong. Problem. Trust the process, Jessica. That's what you said.
They're more athletic up front.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You're telling us trust Bean, trust McDermott, trust the coaching staff, and man, these guys look great. Jake, so where were you tonight?
Well, Buffalo, there's always a party somewhere, especially for a Bills game, whether it's at my house or somewhere else. So my brother-in-law was hosting tonight. So not only me, Mike, so myself, my wife, and the kids.
Wow.
So that's what made things a little trickier, right? So
that's awesome.
The toddler, little MVP, she was still awake. And, we're trying to get her to go to bed and all this on the way home. We're trying to play like sleep songs and all that. So my wife is upstairs with her right now. Luckily, little Sully zonked, absolutely out like a light. So when I got home, that's what took me a little bit longer. I had to change his diaper, swallow him up a little bit, rocked him a little bit, and he was out. So I just put him in his little docket tot, and now he's fast asleep. So that's good. And I would hear him if he was crying because he's like right above this. So we're all good. Coast is clear.
Curious.
But yeah, go ahead, Jess.
Is Barney still a big thing?
Barney?
No,
Barney the dinosaur.
So my
you love me,
MVP, she knows the song. She doesn't really watch it a lot. She watches Paw Patrol. She watches a bunch of other stuff now, but she knows the songs. She knows the Barney songs. But yeah, no, I feel like Barney's been phased out a little bit. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Yeah. Something happened there, but yeah, Barney's when I worked at Wegmans overnight when I was going to college, I was working stocking at Wegmans overnight. And I'd come home, and then my wife at that time would have to go to work. So I'd be so tired. And guess who was the best babysitter? We had a little 2-year-old, 1-year-old. Barney. And I'm Barney. I'd be on the couch trying to stay at work, but she's watching Barney. And thank you, Barney.
Oh, yeah.
For helping babysit. But back to this game.
She knows the song. She knows the I love you. She loves that song. But I don't know if she knows a whole lot about Barney. Barney used to scare her at first, actually, when I showed her.
Yeah, I can see that. And then the Trek review. Yeah, Buffalo Joe got to play. Yep, he was in there in the fourth quarter. But Jake, we started without you. Sorry, we just had to get the game, get the show rolling, get the excitement, get the party going. And again, for you, I'm going to play this real quick.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
Defense was phenomenal again. Sorry for all the cats and the dogs barking right now in the background. But Jake, your thoughts, man? Let me throw it to you, buddy.
Oh, well, you said it perfectly. That defense was swarming all day. Von Miller continues the streak, by the way, 3 straight games with a sack. How about it? Javon Solomon with the sack tonight, too. There was a lot of good things. Yeah. I know. I mean, it is really a testament to the defense. I mean, this Jags team, I know they have not performed to what they're expected to be. They look really bad. Honestly, they really do compared to what I think a lot of people thought the Jags were going to be, especially on paper, because they have so many good names and their defense, good names as well, but allowing 47 points, but I think when you look at what the Bills defense has been able to do, just because of the next man up mentality, so many injuries, and these guys just rising to the occasion and doing their thing. I mean, it's really been impressive. So just a credit to Bobby Babich and Sean McDermott and, just kind of steadying the course the whole way. It's a beautiful thing for sure.
Yeah, and you look at what the Jaguars have done in the past 8 games, 8 losses in a row for Trevor Lawrence. And he hasn't looked the same since that Kansas City game where they were close to beating the Kansas City Chiefs there. And I don't know if something was taken out of him there, but Trevor Lawrence, yes, he's a proven winner in the high school and in college, but he's not looking like a winner in the NFL anymore. He started off pretty hot, and then he's kind of tamed down, and now defenses understand how to control him.
This is a crazy stat, Trek reviewer. Plus 64 point differential. Wild.
This is interesting from Trey. He's saying Bills beat reporter Alex Sprasky with Sean McDermott. We sat Cam for the first quarter of the game. It was an issue with being on time.
Yes.
So that's interesting. But how about the young man getting his first touchdown and Ray Davis getting his first touchdown? And beyond that, to me, the most special point of the game was DeMar Hamlin getting that interception. Oh my goodness. Fantastic. His first interception ever. And the kid just continues to come back and, beat the odds. And he's a starting safety in the NFL for the Buffalo Bills. Unbelievable.
And to do it on Monday Night Football, where
incredible.
The cardiac arrest incident happened January 2nd, 2023. To do it on Monday Night Football at home in Highmark Stadium, that's an incredible moment. I want to see, and maybe this is something that we could look up, the timeline of when it happened in this game versus when the cardiac arrest happened, and see if it like the actual time kind of intertwines with when it happened. Yeah. You kind of see when it was. That would be interesting to see because listen, God worked miracles.
God worked within 3 minutes of each other, I bet.
That would be crazy, wouldn't it be? But
I got to say something about this, and this is all positive vibes, of course, right?
Yes.
But had DeMar taken that back to the house, we were all saying, like, wouldn't it be wild if the celebration he did was him laying on the ground, everyone's going like that, trying to revive him? That would have been electric, and it would have made SportsCenter highlights all over, right?
Goodness.
I mean, crazy. I know. I mean, don't take that the wrong way, of course.
Yes, don't take it the wrong way.
Love DeMar.
Yeah.
Incredible. I mean, amazing story, but it would have been pretty badass had he done that as a celebration if it wasn't a pick six, right?
Yeah. God works miracles. That's what I have to say about this.
Brother.
I mean, it's incredible what God can do, and to do the magic that he did on January 2nd to keep DeMar alive, and now to going from that to learning how to walk again and learning how to play in the NFL all over again and taking that first hit, now getting the first interception, all the obstacles that he's going over.
Oh, it's crazy.
He's going to have a great career. And you mentioned it earlier, Jake. You mentioned the University of Buffalo as well, what they have done. And I want to take a moment and just talk about the University of Buffalo. It starts with Mac coming out there and then all the talent that they've had. And then you add into the fact Jamarcus Ingram, Cam Lewis, now Joe Andreessen starting his career. What an awesome accomplishment for them as well.
Yeah, 100%, man. I do want to give a shout out. So it wasn't really – a lot of people say Khalil Mack started the trend, right? James Starks, running back who played with the Green Bay Packers and was pivotal in that Super Bowl win for them back in 2010. James Starks really started that trend for – putting UB on the map, if you will. And then the Bills actually had a kid, Naaman Roosevelt, who played with the University of Buffalo, went to St. Joe's, local kid. But, yeah, I mean, definitely having Khalil Mack get drafted, in the top 5. It certainly put UB on the map after that. But I want to pay homage where it's due because, listen, the MAC has always been a good conference, and I feel like it's always slept on. It produces some really good NFL talent. And if you went back in the history books and you had to make an all-MAC like NFL team, you'd make a pretty damn good team.
You got 2 Super Bowl winning quarterbacks there, Ben Roethlisberger, and I believe Flacco too.
Yeah.
So Joe Flacco was Delaware, and then he was Pitt before. But there's some names on this list now. So technically, Chad Pennington, he went to Marshall. They were MAC his last year. Randy Moss, MAC, because he was Marshall. Marshall was a MAC school last year that he was there. But there's some huge names. I mean, like Antonio Gates and Julian Edelman, and the list goes on and on. Obviously, Khalil Mack. Defensively, Kent State has a lot of those guys, unfortunately. I'm not a huge Kent State fan, but they have a lot of good players. James Harrison, Antonio Gates, and Josh Cribbs, and yada, 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 Julian Edelman. So it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Dennis, good to see you out there. Cried when DeMar got that interception. It was definitely a special moment. I kind of want to talk about, they brought this up on the broadcast, and this is pretty impressive. When you look at this defense, right? Cam Lewis, undrafted free agent, right? Balin Spector, I think he was a 7th rounder, wasn't he, for us, Balin?
Yep.
Yes.
That's right.
A 7th rounder. DeMar Hamlin was a 6th rounder. Christian Benford was a 6th rounder. It's 4 guys starting on our defense today. And then we got, I know there's more, Jamarcus Ingram. I mean, he didn't start, but he's been getting a lot of playing time. And he's an undrafted free agent.
Benford.
And Christian Benford was a 6th round pick. And just incredible. Now you got Joe Andreessen out there. He didn't start, but he got some play time, which is great to see that. So it just goes to show you how good McDermott's been with coaching defensive players up. That's just incredible. Incredible when you think
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it too. Christian Benford is having a Pro Bowl season.
Dude, he really is.
Like, phenomenal. Yeah.
He's been elite.
Stud.
He stepped it up every year. I thought we'd see more Kyer, and when Kyer comes in, he almost had a pick interception late in the game.
Yeah, he did.
And but he's been keeping Kyer on that bench, but it's good. Kyer is ready to go if we have to. Man,
we got depth.
Yes, we do. Depth is great to have. And I think they also said, I mean, that front defensive line and our corners are just making it easier for everybody else. And the safeties, do we have a safety issue, Jake?
I don't think so. Not at all. I mean, with the way our front seven's playing and then our corners in general, I mean, it's been really good. I mean, outside of like the one, there was like a helmet to helmet hit, right? That happened late in, it was late in the game. It didn't really matter. But I mean, I can't really think of any mess ups, any big mess ups from the safety crew, you know? So it's been really solid.
They set Edwards down tonight, which was interesting.
Brandon Corrington, greater than Campbell. He just was
hell of a returner.
He has actually been a good addition. But you know what? If Cam Lewis was needed to return a kick, he'd do it. Fantastic job of it.
Hey, the first guy to congratulate DeMar after that pick, Trek.
Oh yeah,
Cam Lewis. Yeah. I don't know if you saw it. Pretty cool.
So, Trekker, you're saying wide receiver Drew Haddad was the first player I remember from UB that played for the Bills. That was in 2000.
Yeah, he played with the Colts and the Buffalo Bills. And Drew Haddad, that's a great name. I love that, Trek.
Bobby Babbage is the first extension candidate over Russo, even just my opinion. Well,
fair enough.
You know, it's interesting because again, we don't know yet. We don't know how much McDermott's in there, right? You got to credit McDermott for a lot of this, but I'm not sure. They didn't show McDermott quite too much. Not McDermott, Babbage. They didn't show him too much up there in what do you want to call it, up there in the booth, but they did show a lot of Joe Brady.
Yeah,
they did. They certainly did. Yep.
Dennis, yes, I believe in Cam. Yes, another Cam supporter. We only got one negative person against Cam.
I think he's just kind of like playing into it now. You know,
he loves it.
Feel like, yeah.
I think Cam has proven himself. This is back-to-back years. He's been asking him to be cut. He keeps making the team. And look, thank God we have him. I mean, Taron Johnson out. I don't know what's the TJ didn't go on IR, right?
No, he did not.
No, he's just been out. So he's basically week to week. That's from my understanding what it is. And maybe he returns against the Ravens and he makes like
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying because he's had some special moments against the Ravens, at least one big one.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, Jessica. Oh, we lost you.
You're on mute.
Are you muted? Mute you.
I think that Taron's going to be back against Baltimore to cover Andrews out of the as tight end.
I like it.
Yeah, he that's what he's there for. And Jacksonville doesn't have a tight end that you have to worry about. So let him rest, let Cam do his thing, and bring Taron Johnson back for Baltimore.
Yeah, I think had Evan Ingram played in this game, maybe we would have seen Taron Johnson test the waters. And this is no disrespect to Brenton Strange. He's a second-round pick for them, Penn State guy. Love Penn State. But he's not Evan Ingram, and he's not Mark Andrews, right? So I agree with you. I think that's a great move, obviously, to sit him for this game, let him rest another week, and then, play him against the Ravens. And Mark Andrews, by the way, coming off a 0-catch performance against the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. He's had a really rough start this year. I don't know if he's fully healthy yet. He claims he is. I don't know if that's the case.
Well, the other thing
they also have Isaiah Likely, too. So you got two really good tight ends there in Baltimore.
And they're running more of the 12 personnel, just like we did, last season. They're running that 12 personnel, utilizing him as a blocking tight end. And then Isaiah Likely is getting open. But, I mean, for me, it comes down to with Taron Johnson. Yes, he did get a little bit of practice. He was limited. We saw Terrell Bernard as well. No sling, no nothing on him. Looking like he's trending towards getting back. When this defense gets Terrell Bernard, Matt Milano, and you get Taron Johnson, I saw the super chat come in, so it kind of distracted me for a second. But when you get them back, it's going to be a big boost to this defense. And even though we have so much confidence right now, and we have so much, the team is moving towards having a really good balanced attack that they have. I'm worried about what's going to happen with the Bills in terms of sliding these guys in. If we're going to have have the same amount of communication, or are we going to have issues with the communication there?
I think this is going to benefit the Bills in the long run. This experience, how they're playing right now, you can just plug and play, and there's not going to be very much drop off, if at all.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. I want to get to the super chat here. Trey, he did correct himself. He meant Benford is the first extension candidate. That's a big misspelling there, Trey.
Well, Bobby Babbage too. I mean, shoot, he's really.
Well,
I don't know how much
Benford.
say he has, but yeah.
I thought that was a little odd when he said Bobby Babbage is the first extension, but anyhow, I corrected himself. But let's go to our super chat. Dennis, thank you so much for the super chat. The Jags played a lot of backups on defense too. Coaching is the difference. Yeah.
Yes.
100%, Dennis. McDermott's proven himself. As far as our defense, what's what since McDermott's been here, what's the worst we've been ranked, Jake? The Mr. Encyclopedia. I mean, we've always seemed to have.
We've always at least been top 12.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. Maybe just outside the top 10, but for the most part, I mean, we've always been right up there. It's very impressive.
Yeah, appreciate that once again, Dennis. Really do. Let's see here. We got Trey saying Ravens D isn't great anymore after losing players, coaches, and aging LBs. Advantage Bills offense. Let me just say this. Jake and I are in a group chat with our good friends who are Ravens
very
fans.
Quiet.
They are both Chris and Rick. Rick's no longer on the show anymore, but Chris is. And they said, this is what Rick said. He says, the Bills are absolutely going to smoke us next week. It might get embarrassing. Me, I'm always like trying to be nice. And I said, I don't think so, Rick. It's just going to be another good game between the two. He goes, Buffalo looks unstoppable, and our defense, going along with what Trey's been saying, and our defense is not very good at all. He's already predicting a 35-17 win for the Buffalo Bills.
I am very happy that the Dallas Cowboys came back in that game and made the Ravens play the entire game.
Yes.
Yep. Likewise.
100%. In the Ravens' run defense is struggling right now. This is going to be an area that I think the Bills can exploit and keep Lamar Jackson on the sidelines by running the ball, taking over the time of possession battles. Those are areas that are keys to the game for me, that the Bills can come out of this game with a victory. Play the run game and then play action passes with Josh Allen, utilizing the tight ends, utilizing the middle of the field, because you do have Roquan Smith in the middle of that field. You can take advantage of that and make him have to cover the tight ends. It's going to help the Bills a lot. And now look at what the Bills did. 4 different receivers catching a touchdown pass. Now you got to stay honest and you got to cover the receivers, but you also have you can't put 8 in the box and cover James Cook, or you can't cover Ty Johnson, whatever the case may be, and Ray Davis. Our running back room looks great. And now you have
the back. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Go ahead and talk about him, buddy.
Well, I mean, it is a little sad that obviously James Cook dropped that touchdown pass. What a beautiful throw by Josh Allen. I mean, couldn't have placed it any better, right? But the other things that he does, I mean, he'll have a drop every once in a while, but he makes up for it tenfold, right? The things he did in this game, again, he continues to prove just how valuable of a player he is. Now, I am a little upset because I was 11 James Cook's rushing yards away from potentially winning $3,900 tonight on a bet. It was like an 8-leg parlay. I needed that, and then I needed Keon Coleman to have 25 receiving yards. That touchdown catch went for 24.
Oh no!
Wow,
this close, guys, this close.
Hey,
But,
if he wasn't benched in the first quarter, you might have had it.
Unbelievable, man. Yeah, I'm rattled about it. You know, Vegas is too good on that, but our backs are. I mean, they're. You know, just talking about them in general, it's amazing. You know, you look at Ty Johnson even finding ways to contribute every week. Last week against the Dolphins has that 33-yard catch. Today catches a touchdown pass. You have Ray Davis scores first touchdown. Like that, so many beautiful things with this running back core, and it's awesome, man. It's awesome.
We had 10 different receivers catch the ball, and I think they're setting up we haven't really gone downfield yet, but I think what they're doing is setting it up, because they had Marquez Valdez-Scantling getting a one reception for 7 yards, and it seemed like he wasn't, they're just throwing him short stuff. And I think that's because when he's in there, they don't want defense thinking he's just always running the deep ball. It's coming soon. I can see it. I can feel it.
Oh, it's got to happen one of these days, right?
MVS is just setting everybody up. Says, I can catch the short passes. Just throw it to me. I'll catch the 7 yarders, 10 yards. Jessica, he's gonna go over the top here soon.
Yeah,
he's actually taking the shot every game. It's just been off, but I think at some point he's just gonna chuck it 2 or 3 times in a row, and one of them's gonna hit and be an easy touchdown, and it will open up the middle of the field.
Cannot wait for that. Yeah.
Are you talking about when he went deep to Matt Collins when there was kind of a miscommunication?
Yeah.
I don't consider that Josh's big throw, but yeah, you're right. That probably was the deepest one he threw all day. But
I want to mention,
the one thing about Dorsey's offense is that it did open up the middle, but Dorsey didn't take advantage of it. And you can see how poorly that offense is when you take a look at the Cleveland Browns right now, because they are struggling on offense.
Yeah, you're exactly right there, Jessica. I want to mention something real quick, though. What we've seen from the Bills in 3 games, they are trying to take that deep pass down the field. They're trying to hit that. But look at the discipline that Josh Allen has had. He's not forcing that ball into tight windows in those situations. He's taking what the defense gives him. And this is a more mature Josh Allen this season. Look at the stats. Don't lie. 1 turnover through 3 games. He's Mr. Turnover Machine. That's the name that the media is giving him. 1 turnover, 0 interceptions through 3 games. 0 interceptions. Yes. That streak is still alive. Currently, the best stat line that he's had throughout his NFL career in terms of interceptions through 3 games. That's what you need to take into effect right now. Mature Josh Allen at 28 years old.
Mhm.
27.
Not only that, but the completion percentage. I mean, he's well over 70%. Like he's killing it, man. Everything you want to see out of this guy.
I
And
think it was
140 plus quarterback rating.
Yeah, 142.
Yeah.
Point something.
when Jim Kelly went to his first Super Bowl, I think he was 28 years old also. And so it's just taken them some time to get to here. And what they did with getting rid of all the veterans on this team this year, it gave the team over to Josh Allen so he could run it and not defer to the other veterans like he had been for his first 7 years.
That's definitely true.
Dennis, good point. He says, believe me, if the Ravens are up by 10 at halftime, they will figure out how to lose. I want to take a moment here. I want to play this, the big horn again. I want everyone to smash that like button for us. Smash that like button right now. Let's go. Smash it.
I might need a shotgun a beer or something.
Jake, you're supposed to have a table you're jumping through. Where is
I
it?
know. I screwed up
Table,
again.
Baby.
Just going to go.
You got a table in the back.
I mean,
Pool table back there.
I know you might break your back. I don't know. I give the table the edge in that one, but let's give it.
Definitely.
I mean, you got that little one to the right. Maybe we can do something there. You got the barrel.
Yeah, that one.
Smash barrels. That's the new thing, Jake. You're just going to be smashing barrels now.
I love it.
We need the baby one for Jake so that Sullivan can jump through the table and we can enshrine him as a member of Bills Mafia.
Oh, it's going to happen. I don't know if you guys have seen that video that went viral. There was a father wearing like a Bills, winter hat with like the strings and stuff, and he puts his kid through a table. So I know that guy. Shout out to Matt Dorr. Shout out to Matt Dorr. His brother Derek is best friends with my brother Blake. They were roommates at Edinburgh University, but we have a close connection to the Dorr family. So shout out to them.
Was that the guy? Was that on Barstools as well? They showed that video, and he was the one who put his kid through the little baby through the table. Right. So check this out. This is weird connection. My boss, the big boss at where I work, his how is he related? Somehow he's someone in his family also either married into that family.
Really?
And he knows him, and he's like, dude, I got to show you this. Like, we're at dinner one time and they're showing his video, and and everyone's like, whoa, is he going to get arrested for
CPS,
that?
Right?
It depends what side of the fence you were on. Either it's Bill's Mafia and we're like, oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, this is normal. Totally
you're on
normal.
the other side of it. You're like, that dude needs to get arrested for child abuse. Let's go.
It was like a popsicle stick made table. It wasn't even anything crazy,
I know, but still, depending on where you are, I can see it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Dennis says, bring the tables. Yes, we got to do it. Get the tables going. Hey, I want to throw this to Jessica. So Jessica, during the offseason, we've been saying, like, outside of Bills content creators, the local community, everyone's been saying, the Bills have lost too much. There's no way they can move on, or not move on, but have a good year. Too much lost. Not going to be competitive. Going to be maybe third in our division. Barely making a run at a playoff run. But I'm going to say this. It's early. Don't get me wrong. We're 3-0. We got 3 tough games right ahead of us. 3 road games. But we were telling people Josh Allen's going to distribute the ball more. Much easier routes. The running game. All that's coming to fruition. I mean, it's happening right in front of everyone's eyes.
Yeah.
Bean was going ahead and showing everybody what he was going to be doing. He had choices in who he's extending last year. He chose not to extend White to get more cap space. He decided not to extend Mitch Morris and get more cap space. The only one that he did was, and he was thinking that he would be here and still, was Diggs. And that was the only extension that showed, other than Diggs, that he planned on getting rid of Mitch Morris. He planned on getting rid of Trey White. He planned on getting rid of the other ones. He extended Trey Johnson or Taron Johnson. He extended Dawkins. He's extended several players that he's keeping. So if you take a look at the extensions, you know where he's going.
Yeah. The only one that I will say that of the extensions that he did that kind of is a question mark is Dawson Knox. That's the only one that I will say right now when you look at drafting Dalton Kincaid, the return on investment, I would say, is not there yet.
Oh, it'll never be there. But he did get Dawson Knox to lower his salary this year. He took a pay cut to stay here.
Yeah, I'll bet you Mitch Morse was saying, "Damn, I wish I could have taken a pay cut and stayed with this team."
Man,
but
that is really a good question. How do you think like Mitch Morse and Gabe Davis are feeling? Obviously, we're happy for them.
Yes.
The Bills basically said, "Hey, we'll see you later" to them, right? So you can't really knock them for choosing to go elsewhere. You know, they didn't really have a choice. You know, it was like, "Hey, you're either going to take a massive pay cut playing here in Buffalo, or go elsewhere where you're maybe wanted a little bit more." And that's what they did. And tough return for them to Buffalo.
Gabe Davis is all set for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
He is.
With the money he's making, that was the most important thing to him. And there's no state taxes in Florida.
I love it.
Exactly right.
Must be nice, Brett, right? Must be nice.
If you're making money, but I mean, you know, when you're not making money, it kind of freaking sucks. We'll tell you that.
Are you saying something about
that kind of hurts. But for Gabe Davis, I'll tell you this: he is sore after this game. That shoulder is bothering him. You saw it on the sidelines. He's got a little bit of.
How did that happen?
I think it was on the one catch that he was trying to go for. The second one, there's the one that he was on the sideline with Rasul Douglas. But there's another one that he caught in the middle of the field, and they didn't really say that it was Gabe Davis, but he was in the middle of the field and he got hit from behind, and I think he got hit like in the shoulder area, and it's like right where the shoulder goes into your back, and that's where he got hit. But I think it kind of jarred the front of his body as well. So he's definitely sore, and he wishes that he had those nice ice baths that you normally have in Western New York and inside of the AdPro Training Center. I'll tell you that.
Great training facility.
Last point I want to make on Mitch Morse is, like, I was getting a little bothered that they kept mentioning Gabe Davis being on our team. The announcers were. They weren't mentioning Mitch at all. Mitch was been a huge part of our team for the past, what was he with us, 5 years?
Yeah, since
5 years?
6 years.
6 years? Okay, but I'm like, show some respect to this guy, and he was fantastic for us. And I was a little upset, but to your point, Jake, I mean, he got a good payday. He's getting up there in age. Got to take the money. Got to take the money for you and your family, and I wish him the best. But it's got to be a bummer to them, to be 0-3 versus a 3-0 Bills team. Let's get over to the defensive side of things, and Jessica, let's you're the lady of the show, and I'm going to throw it to you first. Talk about the defense.
Impressive. They're shutting people down. They're making them go 80 yards, 70 yards for a score. And with this team getting up in the last two games, it's made the other team one-dimensional, and they can just sit back and let the other team pass. And if they run, they stop them and force them to go 3 downs to go and get a first down. There's no easy place for the other team. This defense is playing as well as I've seen it in the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, we had 5 sacks? Yeah, 5 sacks.
Yeah.
Let's see here. The sacks were Jamarcus Ingram had one. He had that. Was that the strip sack? Is he the one hit Mac Jones? Who's the one who hit Mac Jones?
That was Solomon.
Yeah, Javon Solomon.
And then Tuhill was supposed to pick it up. And
how about Casey Tuhill tonight?
Yeah.
What a day for him, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hey, Mike, real quick, I want to mention, I put in the chat that there's a little bit of breaking news happening out of Buffalo. Get this, okay? We're talking about Mitch Morse and how he wasn't getting any love. Currently, Mitch Morse is still at Highmark Stadium, and he is in the Bills locker room talking to players, staff, along with his former teammates. And this is after the game, about an hour after the game now. Still in the locker room.
Where'd you see this, Brett?
Former teammates. This is Elena Gettensburg just posted it a couple minutes ago.
Huh.
He's trying to negotiate a trade. He's trying to negotiate a trade with guys.
Back with the Bills, but
I see that. Yeah, it says right here. Yeah, 11:19 p.m. Mitch Morse is still outside the locker room,
That's
talking
awesome.
to Bill's staff, etc. Yeah, how about that?
And then she tweeted after that he was still in the locker room.
I love this comment. ESPN is reporting that he is refusing to board the Jaguars team plane and is trying to force them to cut him so he can come back to Buffalo.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We're working out
He's
a
too
deal
old
right
for this
there.
crap.
Casey Tuhill had a sack, and Von Miller. And here's another first. I mean, we had 2 rookies get their touchdown. We had Damar Hamlin get his first interception, and we had Javon Solomon get his first sack.
Love it.
Oh,
Love it.
My goodness. Dorian Williams led the team in tackles, 11 tackles. He just continues to get better and better. Cam Lewis, again, up there in tackles, 8 tackles, pass deflection as well. Balin Spector, 6 tackles. Damar had 5, 2 pass deflections, and, of course, the big interception. Benford, pass deflection, 4 tackles, and it goes on and on. But just, again, the defense, for me, it's that defensive line. It's the corners, the linebackers, in that order, just making it easier on the defense. And the safeties, I can't tell. I mean, there's just been no problem. I can't criticize whatsoever. So for me, like I asked earlier, losing those veteran safeties hasn't hurt us one bit yet. And I think having the youth has actually helped us more.
Absolutely.
Better speed.
And I want to say something too. Like, this Jags offense, when you look on paper, they have some really good football players. So Christian Kirk did catch 8 passes in this game. He caught 8 for 79. Like, 1,000-yard receiver, Christian Kirk, right? Former first-round pick for the Arizona Cardinals back in the day. Comes over to Jacksonville. He has a 1,000-yard season down year last year. But they draft Brian Thomas Jr., who was my second favorite receiver prospect in this class, who actually I thought did okay tonight too. Did what he could, at least, with what the offense was producing. Gabe Davis, solid player. Travis Etienne, good running back. Trevor Lawrence, I thought maybe at one point was a top 5 quarterback. Doesn't really look that way anymore. I don't know what the heck happened with him, but what a fall from grace. But that offensive line is actually pretty good. I mean, you talk about Mitch Morse, but Von Miller going up against a young cat, Anton Harrison, who's a former first-round pick for them. You got Brandon Sheriff, who's a Pro Bowl guard. You got Ezra Cleveland, who's a really good guard. And then Cam Robinson on the other side of left tackle. Like, not bad at all. I love this. Goku, good to see you out there, sir. We appreciate you. I've seen you in the comments section a few times.
The banner is going to come down.
Yeah. Goku. Hey, we have 2 Chiefs, really good friends of the channel in our Discord. They actually, Weston's out here and Chad's usually out here, but really cool. 2 of the coolest Chief fans. You should join our Discord and chat it up with them. We have a Chiefs thread for you. But yeah, we welcome all fan bases, and thanks for jumping in here. He says, liked, congrats guys. Next 3 games will show if, per Nick Wright, the Bills are only September champs again. Great show, and go Chiefs. And that's a good point. I mean, again, I don't want to beat our chest too much. We're 3-0, but crazy things happening in the NFL. Upsets galore. You think you know something, and the next week, like for instance, who was on our top 10 last week that we put in the top 10 that got beat? New Orleans, Tampa. Tampa, probably the biggest upset.
San Fran.
And San Fran. I mean, anyhow, crazy year.
Texans.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
How about
Texans.
How about those Texans?
Dude, Jake, Minnesota, man. What's up? Are they for real, buddy?
I'll tell you what, I love it. Obviously, it's a great story for Sam Darnold. He goes and becomes essentially a backup in the NFL, right? Now he's absolutely killing it. And I think this is a good credit to Kevin O'Connell, too. But let's give Sam Darnold some credit as well. I mean, the guy has really elevated his game. Time traveler, I'm really sorry to hear that, man. That's
yes, sir. Sorry to hear
awful. Yeah. Good to see you out there. I know you've been in the comments before and whatnot. And I want to wish you that's tough. Thoughts and prayers to you and your family.
Definitely. Brings a tear to my eyes. So sorry. I'm an emotional guy. Let's see what else we got. Weston, the Bills can beat us anywhere, anytime, any place, and I'm not saying this lightly. Weston being a little harsh on his team through 3 games. I mean, they've won a couple nail biters. But yeah, we've proven we can beat him in the regular season, Weston. We just got to prove we can do it when it matters most in the playoffs.
The Bills know how to play the Baltimore Ravens. unlike a lot of teams especially in the NFC. The Bills know how to cover Lamar versus the other teams.
They do. They do a really good job in general, I feel like, against mobile quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you know what? I'll tell you this. So, talking about Chicago Bears time traveler, I think, they lost the other day, but it was good to see Caleb Williams let loose a little bit. Roma Dunze, monster game from him. I think we started to see a little bit of what he could be in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I think it's only a matter of time before they figure it out over there. I think they're starting to trend upwards. So hopefully they do something good for him. And again, really sorry for your loss. It's awful, and appreciate his service.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think I was at my good friend Troy. You've met or you've seen Troy before, right? He came up and we hung out at a place to watch the games Sunday morning. Of course, the Bills weren't playing, nor were there's Dolphins. So we were at a place that had the Charger game main stage, but over to the right was another big TV with the Bears game on, and they got too much talent now, and they're going to turn it around for sure. And Caleb Williams, the defense is pretty darn good, and they got a lot of good weapons around Caleb Williams. So I'm a little surprised at his start, but like you said, Jake, maybe things start to turn around.
Yeah, he looked awful like early on in that game. He did not look good, and I'm like, here we go again. It's just another bad game for Caleb Williams, but something happened, and man, he started to explode towards the end of the game there. So definitely encouraged by it, but yeah, that'll be interesting to watch.
You look at the underutilization of Gerald Everett there. I mean,
yeah,
what they're doing it's sad to see.
I like Cole Kmet, but get them both involved. Yeah, I agree.
Paying some good money for him, and you're not getting anything out of that investment. And Keenan Allen, he's getting a couple of catches, but the hamstring injuries are starting to pile up again. And when he's healthy, he's one of the best receivers in the NFL. But when he's hurt, takes him out of the game. So we've talked about being available for your team, and when you're not available, it only hurts your team.
Yeah. Brody Croyle, great name. Yeah, listen, we went through a little bit of that too. I understand where you're coming from, brother. Trust me. We thought multiple players were the savior, the next Jim Kelly, et cetera, et cetera. It took us a while. But luckily, both of our teams have gotten their guy. You got Pat Mahomes, we got Josh Allen. So we're at least both thriving in that sense now. How far we've come, right?
Yeah. So as we said, game balls for everybody. Nothing but positive stuff. Nothing but positive. Going to enjoy this. Let's talk about the upcoming 3 games real quick. And again, it's like a gauntlet here we're going to go through here in the next few weeks. Let me look here real quick. Just see.
Do I want the Bills to beat Baltimore, and do I want them to beat Texans? Yes, but it's a definite need that we beat the Jets, because that's our only competition in the division at this point. I don't see New England coming back, and I think Miami and the Dolphins are fried.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for our Finns friends, not unfortunately for the Keith. Bills, but sorry, Finns fans. I'm going to try to be nice here. But you're right. It's the Jets. It's the Jets that I want, and it's the Jets that I want to beat, because I'm still not seeing the respect from that AFC East Summit show out there. Particular Jet rep.
Listen, I think Anthony is in denial. He is in full. I love him. Okay. And I'm not trying to chirp, because that's not me. I'm Larry Fitzgerald. I congratulate everyone. They try to chirp me, I'll say something nice to them. I'm a kill him with kindness type of guy. But I have to say something right now. After watching these first 3 weeks of NFL football, I think it's safe to say, at the very least in the AFC, there might not be a better team right now, or a hotter team right now, than the Buffalo Bills. And they're still flying under a lot of people's radars.
Yeah.
They're number 1.
Yep.
Bills play the Ravens on Sunday Night Football in Baltimore this coming week. So that's awesome. And then let me go over here to.
How about 3 straight primetime games for the Buffalo Bills?
Oh,
Thursday night football, Monday night
really
football,
good test.
Sunday night football.
Yeah.
And then you go back to 1 o'clock, and then Monday night football again.
Yeah. You got the.
I'm surprised that 1 o'clock game against Houston isn't like the AFC or the CBS special with like Nance and Romo. I don't understand that one bit.
You mean a 425 start?
425. Yeah. It should be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's the game on my map that we need to win is that Houston Texans game, because I don't want to hear Diggs chirping that he beat the Bills and he's on the Texans anymore. I don't want him to have a big game, but I for damn sure do not want to hear that the Texans beat the Buffalo Bills. That's what I don't want to hear.
Right. Yep.
We need to shut him down. That's the number one option. I don't care if, whoever Tank Dell has a big game, whoever has a big game, Dalton Schultz, whoever it is, I don't want to hear Stephon Diggs' name throughout that whole entire game.
My prediction for Diggs is pain.
Yeah.
I think that the secondary of the Bills is just going to go after him hard, especially if he catches the ball.
Yes, and they should.
Yeah. Well, Diggs is, for that game, he's probably offering to buy some big gifts for his quarterback and his old lineman. He says, this is the game, guys. Please, I'm donating X amount of money to all of you if we get this win. He's going to motivate them as much as he can. It would for me. Think about it. You left. Everyone's been talking about you were the reason why that things went bad. And he's in a good situation now. He's not the number one guy. Doesn't need to. So he's actually doing pretty well. I can see it, man. I could see me saying something like that to my guys on my team. Guys, this is the most important game. All the games are important, but this one means so much to me. I need you to play all out. And here's what I'm gonna start throwing his cash. Let me throw the cash out here. Starts handing out some $10,000 here, stacks to each of them.
Did you guys see Diggs in the game that they lost, yelling at all of the players in the huddle, telling them what they needed to do and how to get motivated and everything else? I'm wondering if that's going to rub the wrong way by the end of the season.
Interesting. I did not see that. So that was happening.
I did see that.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Did it look rougher, or did it just look like a veteran trying to fire his guys up?
It looked like a veteran trying to fire it up, but I don't think it was his place to do it. I think that should have been the quarterback doing that, not Diggs, or the number one wide receiver on the team, or the best offensive lineman, not Diggs.
I just think they're all so young. Maybe they don't have it in them yet to be that leader.
That is one of the younger teams in football. That's true. And he is, he's technically a captain. He was voted captain by his teammates. So, it's, I agree though. Sometimes I think he takes it a little too far, so that could be something down the line. You don't know what's going to happen there. Time traveler bringing Taylor Swift into this.
I'm a Swiftie. Time traveler. I'm a Swiftie.
I'm not a Swiftie. I do
it.
Find her. I don't dislike her or anything like that. I'm kind of indifferent. I'm just like, whatever. My wife loves her music.
Be careful, Jake. The Swifties are listening.
Just like whatever,
So, Mike, how are you going to be a good father next Sunday night?
Well, that's always interesting, right? So I've got him now where he's like, Dad. This is how he always says it to me. We're both gonna be okay, right, Dad? Because if my team wins, he'll be happy for me. I have to go along with it. Jonah, if you're listening, turn the TV off real quick. And then he says, if the Bills win, Dad, they're my second favorite team. So I've gotten him over that hurdle now. Okay. We've been in this situation at least twice now. Once when we beat them in the playoffs, and then once when we beat them. Was it last year we beat them or 2 years ago? We played them.
We didn't play
that
last
was yeah. Or 2 years. Ago? Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2.
It might have been.
Yeah, because we were behind in that game and we came back and won that one. So yeah, that's how I'm a good dad. And no matter what, Jessica, after the game, we go and get some ice cream and a shake and just make everyone feel good. So
what's your favorite ice cream flavor, Mike?
What's that? I'm old school. I'm chocolate chip, buddy. Chocolate chip all day long. None of this. What do they call it now?
I like cookie dough.
None of the cookie dough. I like the cookie dough, but I want the old school. What about you?
I'm a mint tingling guy. I love Perry's. We got Perry's ice cream here in Buffalo. The best. Love Perry's. They have Let's Go Buffalo, their Buffalo dough or whatever. There's a bunch of different ones, and they're phenomenal. So there's a lot of spinoffs. But yeah, like the cookie dough, the moose tracks, all that stuff. I'm a big fan of all of it. Incredible.
My wife's a big mint chocolate chip fan, or just mint ice cream in general. I've never been a mint person. I can't do the mint ice cream. Something off with it, Jake. It's like having pizza without any cheese. You know what I mean? It's weird.
It's like a Hawaiian pineapple on a pizza. You don't put pineapple on a pizza.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, then you'll be disappointed in me because I had some pineapple the other night.
Okay,
let's
in
dough
California,
buffalo. Let's
has
dough
to have
buffalo.
pineapple on his pizza.
Let's dough buffalo. That's what they say.
That's what it's called from Perry's Ice Cream. So good. Love that.
So
Let's dough buffalo.
I got a couple quick stories. So we talked about Taylor Swift real quick. My stepmom is going to the Taylor Swift concert in Miami at Hard Rock Stadium, spending $10,000 on tickets to go there.
Wow.
Per ticket? Or just
$10,000 for 4 tickets. It's $2,500 per ticket. Okay.
He's supposed to be right up front.
See Taylor Swift. And then when it comes to ice cream, I don't care. I'll eat it. It doesn't matter. But we have no good ice cream places around here.
I feel that.
But Jake, back to Perry's Ice Cream. My cousin works for Perry's Ice Cream. Okay, he's a distributor for them. And every time I go up there, when the stores have like the almost expired ice cream, he gives me like 7-8 containers of ice cream. Just goes, here you go. This is for you. Just take it home, take it wherever. And then also he used to go to like the gas stations, and you had those Utz, like
Utz potato chips,
the potato chips, the cheese balls, everything. Well, he gets all the Utz potato chips and everything, and he had like a stack of them in his car. And he just goes, here you go. This is for your party. Go have fun. Like, make sure you drive up and take these. Then he also gets like DiGiorno pizzas and stuff like that, and takes them home and brings them to me. And the last time when he came down for my wedding, he took his whole entire back seat of his car, put ice in the back seat, and wrapped up all of the like frozen pizzas and everything, drove down and brought them to me. And I have a stack of frozen pizzas like you wouldn't imagine in my freezer still to this day.
That's incredible.
And that happened in November, and I still have frozen pizzas.
Wow.
So, Mike,
what is
do you
this
think
time
of the
traveler?
next games?
Well, first of all, a question here for you, and we're not, we're talking politics, time traveler. Come on, you know the rules.
What is it? Religion, politics, and there's 3 things you don't talk about, time traveler.
But
We're
I'll
not
tell you
feeding
what,
into it.
If you talk about the Buffalo Bills in a negative way, Barbie
Time
doll
traveler, I'd be happy to
Jessica
be your bodyguard.
is going to hurt you.
There you
That's all I'm
We have
saying.
a troll in the chat now.
Jessica, I feel like, listen, so Jessica's a tennis player, and I feel like she's got some velocity.
Oh, heck yeah.
Freaking smoke.
I'm a good
someone,
4-5 player.
There you go. See?
Professional tennis players are usually about 5'5", or 6'0". Isn't that correct, Brett?
It's around there, yeah. Yeah, I've never seen a 6'0" tennis player. I've seen a 5'5", and the guy, I went up against one actually in my career, and the guy actually beat the living snot out of me. But I played the best tennis I ever played against him because I was the most focused I was ever in my career. But I'll tell you this. Don't ever go into a tennis match against a 5'5" tennis player thinking that you can eat Taco Bell before the match. It never worked out in your favor. Because he whipped me around.
5'5", like 5'5", Brett, or what?
No.
Oh,
So it's the rating
I'm
system
sorry,
that
guys,
they
this is
use.
bad.
It's like you go from a 3-0, which is like a
you
beginner
can go
tennis
2-5. There's
and-
2-5s out there.
Okay.
There's 2-5s. Yeah, there are. In some areas, Florida, we don't have 2-5s. We have 3-0. But it goes all the way up to like 6-0 is almost professional level. 4-5 is about your teaching professional type style, and like meaning that you know how to hit the strokes. You can place the ball very well. You also are able
Average
to
Division One players.
You're
Average
Division One.
Division are 4-5s.
And then 5-5s are people that were either former pros or somebody that's like a Division One player that played on an elite team. And this guy was just one of those players that could hit the ball anywhere and place it anywhere with a 145-mile-an-hour first serve.
Holy
Yeah.
smokes,
Look
man.
at the hacker comes in, joins our show uninvited, and he's talking tennis. Now he's taking us away from football, talking tennis.
The Bills just had a massive victory, 47-10.
Yeah.
How are we talking tennis?
I know. So
I love it, though.
Because it was 47-10.
well, Jake,
That's
you brought
true.
it
You're
up.
right. That's a good point.
You
Jeff.
said she plays tennis, and you're like, she probably has a big right hand or whatever.
I
But
started this.
Mike, what are you looking forward in the next 3 games?
yeah, so the next 3 games, you know, right now, believe it or not, the Ravens are favored by 3 points.
That's
Biggest
insane.
odds right now.
Take
3
it.
points.
Take it. Take
I'm
take
sure
the
that's going to
Bills.
get closer down to 1 as the game nears. But
Take the
as I
Bills.
already said, I feel like the Ravens, like you said, Jessica, earlier, they are not the same team of from last year. Neither are
No.
we, but they've seemed to have taken a drop while we are on the rise. I like our odds. Then we travel to play the Texans, and the Texans just look like, I mean, not a good. I mean,
They got
Minnesota
shut
looks
down.
like they're the dominant, maybe the number 1 team in the NFL, beating the Niners and then whooping the Texans. I like our chances there from what I've seen. And then the big one for me is the Monday night game against the Jets. And look, the Jets have been getting better and better. What they did to the Patriots, you know, were fooling me. The first 2 weeks, they were competitive, but the Jets absolutely dominated them like you would expect. You know, if you're listening to Anthony, you would expect the Jets to dominate all the teams like they did this past week. So I like it. You wanted us to be 4-2. Shoot, I think we can go 5-1 at least. If not, shoot, I'm going to keep it going. Let's go 6-0. But I think we're well on our way to 4-2 and better.
But if we go 1-2 these next 3 games, just make the 1 against the Jets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we're gonna wrap this up. It's been a little over an hour. It's a celebration. What can you? I mean, we're having to talk tennis now. You can only say so many good things about your team. And you know, we're talking about Taylor Swift and Trump, and oh my goodness, how's this? And we're talking about
How about
ice
this
cream.
though? I do
what
love
we got
this
here?
from Goku.
This one I like. Yeah.
I assume if the Bills win the Super Bowl, then you'll have an epic. Absolutely. Listen,
Yeah.
you're not even seeing the other side here, Goku. I have 5 TVs on the other side there.
Oh my
Join
God.
our Discord. If you join our Discord, you can see I've sent some videos of it. I got 3 TVs over here. Actually, 4 now. I'm sorry. 4 over here, 5 over there. And I got a big shelf of bourbon. I got about 85 bottles of bourbon in the back there too. And I got 2 mini fridges with stocked beers as well. So we're ready to party at all times here in Buffalo, you know?
Jake, what's your electric bill?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Not too bad. It's like $200 a month.
Oh,
Wow.
geez.
You got solar panels?
No.
Don't have solar panels in Buffalo.
Just high efficiency, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know, Jake.
Solar
If you have
panels
them
in
behind
upstate New
you,
York is not the best thing.
Yeah. Is that good or is that bad compared to you guys?
I'm 165.
Okay. All right.
oh,
So
California is way expensive, and I have solar panels, and it's still way expensive. We have to run the AC a lot more out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
In the summertime here in North Carolina, I'm about 150.
Okay.
And the rest of the year, I'm probably around 65.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
But we use natural gas for heating, so.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Better.
Wednesday, we have a hurricane that's actually coming to Tampa Bay.
Mhm.
So you may not hear from me this weekend, but I want to say this real quick before we end the show. The Baltimore weather is supposed to be pretty bad this weekend because the hurricane that's coming in is going towards Baltimore as well. So we might have a little bit of a hurricane-like winds as well as rain and everything in Baltimore. It might not be the best conditions to be in, but that favors Josh Allen rather than Lamar Jackson.
And that sounds like the last game that the Bills played in Baltimore. It was rainy. It was muddy. It was a nasty affair.
Weird games.
This Bills team is much more suited to play in that weather with that run game, with that short passing game. We're ready for it. Bring it on. Bring it on.
I just want to see 41 get some more involvement, you know? I mean, like 1 or 2 carries. Please.
He was called today,
He was
but
called for a penalty, Jake. I was so mad at him.
Right?
All right, well, we're going to end the show, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us out there in the chat. Check out the AFC East Summit Tuesday. You'll get to hear about all the AFC East matchups. And, of course, can't wait to hear what Anthony says. I think, Jake, did you ask Brett if he can fill in for you?
I'm going to ask you right now, Brett. Not going to be able to be on the AFC East Summit, unfortunately, this week. So might need you to fill in for me.
Oh, you know what?
We'll figure it out. We'll get.
I want you to also remember we have Jessica. We could have the first female on the
actually.
Summit,
if you're interested, Jess.
What time and what date?
7:30 p.m. tomorrow. 7:30 p.m.
Jessica, please.
Tuesday night, 7:30 Eastern.
7:30 Eastern. On Tuesday or
tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, I would love her with Anthony.
Oh, that would be a great thing to see. It would be.
What would you like me to wear if I do it tomorrow?
You gotta wear the Barbie outfit.
As much obnoxious Bill's attire or a Barbie outfit. One of the two.
Yeah.
I've got a pink baby doll dress I can wear.
Oh, that's
yes.
You got it.
That's awesome.
Oh, awesome. All right. Well, let us know if you're serious. That would give Brett the night
I'm
off.
open to it if that's last resort.
Last resort.
Hey.
Okay.
Well, listen, you're not a last resort. You know
Oh.
your stuff. You're top notch.
Yeah.
So you're not a last resort, but we'll let you know.
Jessica, this is your
Okay.
chance. Always in the chat, I see you always giving it to Anthony. Now you can give it to him live and in color.
That's true.
Yeah.
Not in the chat. I
Yeah.
love it.
Oh, Anthony seems sweet though. He really does.
Now
seem
he's,
sweet.
you know what? Listen, little hard exterior, good heart. big
Sweet.
heart.
I don't know what you see in there, Jessica. I'm
Well,
scratching
you
my head
know-
there. Sweet.
It's going to school at SUNY Oswego and working with the people from New York City and how direct they are. And I remember this one time I was in SUNY Oswego. I was going into the computer lab, and this beautiful brunette woman comes up to me and tells me she's a Jap. And I just, what the hell is a Jap? And then she tells me exactly what it means. And do you guys know? Do you know?
No, I have no idea. I'm
I'm
just
just
kind of
thinking
going along.
American
Japanese. She's
princess.
Japanese. What is it?
Jewish American princess.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right.
Me
So-
being so sheltered from Watertown, New York.
Like, what is this?
Is that
Yeah.
is that what we're calling Anthony? A Jap?
No, but it's just, it's the attitude up there.
Yeah.
And she was so proud of that. And I said, okay.
You know what?
Alright.
They're a little feisty. There's something
Yeah.
about them, you know. It's like Buffalo,
They're honest
totally
about
different.
themselves.
Yeah, I went to New York one time. I visited. This is the last thing I promise. Went to a diner in New York City, and the waitress comes up to us and she's like, "Where are you guys from? You're way too nice to be here." We're like, "From Buffalo." Everyone gets it twisted, right? Buffalo is a totally different side. I hate being affiliated with New
Yeah.
York City because we
Yeah,
are
no.
not in the
We need to-
least bit New York
We
City.
need to
We're
push-
closer to Canada. We're Canadian more than New York City, right? So, yeah.
We can push New York City outside of the United States.
Closer to Cleveland.
Yeah. Closer to Erie, PA, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Wild.
All right. Well, I'm gonna leave everyone with this on the way out. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills. Go Bills.
Let's go for 4. Let's go for 4.
Right.